Okay. Okay. Live here. Live on YouTube. I gotta go live on the book. Checking in. Okay. What's going on? This is your man, Big Stu, Scott Steward, or Professor Steward. It really depends on how you know me. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, yo. Happy New Year. It still ain't too late. I ain't too late saying that. Happy New Year. This is the first time I'm coming live in the new year, 2022. Even though I really don't start to celebrate my new year till my B-Day, which is February 1. That's really my new year, but let me get this YouTube right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. All right, that's just, all right. I need some more phone stands. Hey, yo, so I've been down here working. I am working. I'm going to keep working because I want you to see the process. Like, I actually do work. I've been up since like 5:15, right? Straight up. I ain't even washed up yet. Nope, I ain't been in the shower. I haven't brushed my teeth. Nope, I haven't done any of that yet. So my business, just so you know, like I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Genius Lab. And I'm also the co-founder of a music streaming platform called poolofmusic.com. And so the process, you know, a lot of times you just come on social media or come on, use social media when you're highlighting something or, you know, making sure that you're smiling, right? You got to promote something to sell something. But as entrepreneurs, a lot of times what we don't talk about is the process, like the getting to that point where you can shine, like putting in the work, especially if you're a service provider. So it's a little bit about me. If you don't really know me or know who I am, as I said in the introduction, Big Stu, if you go back with me from the days when I was like, you know, really into music, rapping, you know, performing across the city, across the state. I was actually at one point recognized as I was voted one of the best MCs in Chicago. And I was voted with that honor alongside of Juice and Rhyme Fest. And Juice is the only guy to ever beat Eminem in the freestyle. And Rhyme Fest, y'all know, currently writes for Kanye. So I was nominated amongst those guys back in the day. That's Big Stu. Of course, Scott Steward, you know, that's my legal. That's my government. That's my family. That's the man I desire to be. You know what I mean? All these monikers. And then Professor Steward is, you know, where I made a name for myself in this space of business and tech, right? Business, technology. It's kind of where I made my name. I was like, oh, you're a real thought leader in this space. Like, you really can take these concepts, these Harvard Business School, these Stanford Business School concepts, and make them palatable for people who can't afford that level of education. So, what up, Skinny? What's up, Skinny boy? What up? So that's a little bit about, you know, who I am and what I'm here, and, you know, kind of like why y'all should be paying attention is always that question, right? So in my company at Genius Lab, we have we education company. So I used to teach in the school system. I got tired of it and thought I could do better running my own business. I got tired of the politics, the bureaucracy of Chicago Public Schools. So that's where I cut my teeth. And so I've been running Genius Lab. So I basically do the same thing. I still teach. I create curriculum, and I create curriculum that I think could be beneficial to people, like humans. Like, I think it's the you know, part of the best lessons that you can get to setting up your foundation for life. Like, I think, you know, we all inherently want to live a good life. We all inherently somebody I saw on TikTok or something was like, they got this little TikTok like, why money ain't free, right? Like, why money ain't free. Like, we all inherently want to not have to worry about money. We want enough to have and do what we ultimately want to do whenever we want to do it. So when the engine light comes on, we want to be able to go get the car fixed. When the gas light gets low or half, you want to be able to go fill your tank up. Like, that's, and then if I want to go on vacation when I want to without having to worry about being short on money, right, at the end of the day. So how do we do that in this Western world? Like, how do we do that? Like, well, to have money not be an issue, it's a couple of ways. First of all, you gotta, have a center. I recognize, at least what I do for me, my process is I recognize that God is the source of my supply. And I'm really working on having a much better relationship with God. Like, I'm really, really working on it. I feel good about where God and I are. Like, I'm stubborn and God is patient. And but we're having a great relationship, with that. So that's the first place. And then it's like, okay, so I still have to do something to generate money. At the end of the day, you gotta have somebody like I know money is not free right now. So my thing is, like, if I'm gonna be focused on getting money, it has to be something that I enjoy doing. And of course, I had to go through a bunch of jobs first in order to, but I just decided that I'd rather live a life where everything is smooth and free. So, just started doing things that I enjoy, and figure if I'm gonna do this thing and I'm gonna enjoy it, then I can constantly work on increasing the value in that area, and it's been my business. So again, like, how do we get to that point where it's like, when we ain't worried about money, you gotta have something of value. And so in this country, we do it through real estate. We do it through starting a business, investing in business, being patient, letting your money grow, like understanding that while 20 years to one person can feel like a lifetime, 20 years to another person can feel like yesterday. Like, time is relative. So I don't want to sound like I'm rambling. I'm not. I mean, I'm really just part of what I was, like, how I'm getting to where I desire to be is like, God is using my life, and the gift is every day as I have my life, and I am to share that gift. I am to share my light, and I'm sharing my light with you all. I'm sharing my light with anybody who was attracted to that light. Like, I'm sharing the journey. I'm divulging the process, if you will. Like, this is a lot of what a lot of people don't talk about. You're not by yourself, right? I know I'm not by myself, so I spend a lot of time with me and God, spend a lot of time with my family, spend a lot of time with myself, right? But we're not alone. What up, cuzzo? What up, cuzzo? Keith, I see you in the building. So, real estate, start a business, invest in a business. If you go to work every day, just make sure that that we are putting back into ourselves, investing in ourselves, investing in our businesses, and then being patient about it. But it may require you getting up a little bit earlier in the morning, like 6 might be too late, 6:30, 5 might be too late. I'm 4:30. Maybe you work later at night. Maybe you start later in the day. Like, there's no real set time. You can start at 10 a.m. If you go on until, if you maximize your 24 hours, you can do whatever you want. And however you determine you maximizing that's what you do. But it's the process. You have to put in the work. So I am putting together, and I'm talking to parents who have school-age children, particularly if you're in Chicago or you anywhere in the country. At Genius Lab, we're teaching the basics of business. We're teaching stock market basics. Basics of business, we have a class for entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs. We do it for adults too, yes, but our focus is on youth, 6th through 12th grade students. And yeah, we have this curriculum, stock market basics. It's simulated. Like we give them this. I have a 2-day course. It actually starts today. It's only $29.99. A couple of parents already signed up, you know. And go to Genius Lab Chicago, sign up for the 2-day. You pick either you want the stock market. It's only 90 minutes a day, today and tomorrow, for 6th through 12th graders. And it actually could be for anybody, but it's targeted. The language is targeted for 6th through 12th grade. What's up, Wendy? Good morning. And then we also have a entrepreneurship 2-day, 90 minutes a day, 2 days. A little homework, and it's for those young people who like, man, they talking about they want to start their own business. They always tell these kids, they want to get to the money. They in your money. They don't understand it. You as a parent want them to be exposed to what this whole money thing is, so they don't grow up thinking money grow on trees. And you're not an older parent always funding your kids. Like, your kids can actually call you up and be like, man, let me take you out to eat. We trying to raise the kids that, have access, understanding that they can, buy their parents a house one day. And more importantly, you can buy your own house. You can have, if we're lucky enough to have a retirement, if you're lucky enough to see retirement, then, hopefully you can retire in the place of your choice, the place of your choosing. But, it is an uphill battle. Happy New Year. It is an uphill battle trying to create this wealth that we are all seemingly striving for. And I think that's the part of the process. So how do we make it not seem like a struggle? Remembering that what we tell ourselves about ourselves is true. So if I'm claiming the process to be a struggle, then I'm putting the emphasis on the struggle, which means I'm going to see more struggle. The process is not a struggle. The process is the process. And I think if we can settle into that, understanding it is what it is, so when we be more patient, just be patient. Like, every day we got a new opportunity. I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm not going to stress myself out, because that's not the life that I don't want to live a life of stress. So I have to make sure that I'm not doing anything that's going to stress me out. So I'm not going to focus on anything stressful. Like, this is part of the process, yo. So I talked about I wake up because I have to wake up and I get to set the intention. Now, God is my co-pilot, and God will, help me understand what's God is always connecting me to what's right. God is always, because God is God. God is good, and God is all good, and God has promised and guaranteed the land of milk and honey, and God is nothing but good. And God has always protected me, and God always has the right answer, and God is everything. So I had to in my relationship, I just got to lean in on God so much more. Okay, God, you've given me the vision, and I'm going to go work it, and I'm thinking I'm making these right decisions, and I'm remembering along this journey that when things don't go according to my plan, it's not a frustration. It's not a frustration. It's a redirection at the hands of God. So, later I was saying when they say that joke, like, Jesus take the wheel, like, that's Jesus taking the wheel for real. That's exactly what it is. It's Jesus taking the wheel. And I think the peace comes when we realize it, when it goes off kilter, when it's not on my exact plan. It's not off kilter at all. It's the redirection. And I recognize that as part of the process, and that's God at work, and that's the universe at work. And it's easier for me to just go with it, because I'm not fighting, something as simple as I'm not fighting like why something didn't go the way that I planned it to go. I'm like eliminating that fight with myself, because it went the way that God, I'm asking the universe for all of these things. I'm asking for it, right? So if I'm asking for it and I know God is good and I know once you ask for it, it's attracted to you, then when it goes seemingly off kilter, that's the joy, that's the redirection. So it's just easier. It's just easy to realize that God is truly the pilot, the head, the center, right? Directing it all. I just got to be in a position to let it in and not fight it. Somebody said a closed fist can't receive. You can't get anything into a closed fist. So you got to kind of stay open. This is part of the process. What up, cuzzo? I got two of my cousins in here. I got Wendy from the old school in here. And I'm actually rocking on 3 different platforms right now. I am trying to, I got to get to work, but I do need to figure out how to best, shine God's light through me. I hope you see God through me. That's also part of the process. Do you see God in everything that you're doing? Can you take a moment to even do that? So, anyway, yes, cuzzo, the class, I have a stock market class. It's today and tomorrow. It's only 90 minutes, 2 days, high-powered, high-intense. With Kayvon, for example. And Kayvon shouldn't even have to pay for it. He should just be able to join in the conversation. Matter of fact, I'm the blueprint for the family because you've been so supportive, cuzzo Nicole. Because you've been so supportive the whole time. Kayvon ain't gotta pay. Kayvon just gotta show up. Any of my family members, any of my nieces, y'all got kids the 6th through 12th grade. Fallon, Brittany, Jesse, and I know, shout out, matter of fact, I do digress because my nieces and my sister lost her sister. And, my sister lost her sister, and my nieces lost their aunt. So shout out to Monica, shout out to the Hammond family, Venus, Fallon, Jessica. Oh yeah, okay. So I digress, but for y'all, Nicole, you ain't gotta pay. You ain't gotta pay. Y'all family. So this is about that. That's why we do what we do. This is about set the blueprint. So my family, if you have school-age children, 6th through 12th graders in the Steward family, any of my people watching, my cousins, none of y'all will have to pay for this 2-day workshop. Of course, it is how I eat, and maybe you'll turn me on and introduce to somebody, but let's not let that be the reason why, our kids didn't get exposed to this. So, this is the process. What we tell ourselves about ourselves is true. So we have to watch the words, we have to be intentional, and we got to stay realizing that the higher power is at work. The higher power is at work, and that's the best co-pilot, that's the best pilot that you can have. So it's not that things aren't going according, it's not that things aren't moving. This is the other word. Like the other word, a part of the process is that it's the number one piece is like be patient. It was like, just be patient. I said it already in this live. Like, to some, depending on what you're doing, 20 years may seem like a really, really, really long time. And I know there's some situations where, depending on what your focus is, 20 years, yeah, it's a long time. But then to others, it's like 20 years feels like yesterday. It feels like a blink, so we got to be patient. You got to be patient with this process of success. Like, if you tuned in right now, you're not where you were 5 years ago. You've upgraded. You've upgraded over the last 10 years. And if you don't see that upgrade for yourself, then that's something that you really got to kind of think about. If you can't, so you mean to tell me that you can't see your progress over the last few years? It's very similar to that of many stocks. I just talked about the McDonald's stock, and I look at McDonald's where it was 10 years ago. McDonald's stock was like $50, $55, $53, $50 a share 10, 12 years ago. Just 10, 12 years ago. Today it's at $253 a share. McDonald's? Wow. Wow. I mean, just if you look at almost any company, and I'm online. Let me just look at Nike. Let me look at Nike. Google Finance. I use Google Finance. I use Google Finance. And hey, Nicola, I need to know, and I needed to. I was tripping off myself that I didn't say this sooner, but I need to know more about REITs, yo. I don't know anything about REITs. I mean, I know there's real estate investment, but I need to. I mean, I guess I just need to start putting my money in REITs, is what I'm hearing. I just need to do my homework. Is that correct, Nicole? Let me look at Nike, NKE. Where was Nike stock 10 years ago? So, man, right, 10 years ago was 20. Come on. Simple. So, 10 years ago was 2012, because it's 2022. Do you know in 2012, Nike stock was like $27 a share? And today, right now, 10 years later, it's $162 a share. You know, you mean to tell me that in your last 10 years, you can't see your growth? It's slow and steady. And I'm looking at this chart, and there have been some ups and downs. In our lives, we have ups and downs. And one of the 9 basic principles of investing is remembering that what goes down must come up. And of course, yes, when it's up, when things are good, things can kind of come down. It doesn't mean that it's terrible. It means you just got to prepare for the ride. Yeah, you got to stay prepared for the journey, stay committed, because what is up can come down. What is down can come up. And I just look at some of these stocks, and I think sometimes we look at our own lives and we think that ain't nothing moving, because it's not like the change is not immediate. The change is not like spot on. SPG, okay, no doubt. I'm gonna type it in. SPG. Simon Property Group. Okay, so I use Google Finance. I get a company. Somebody tells me about a company. This is my process, and like I'm sharing the process with you. This is what entrepreneurs do. They don't really share the process with you. I just go to Google Finance. You really can't. So if you're on Instagram, I'll let you see my screen. It's gonna be weird. So I normally I go max. I'm sorry, y'all. I can only hold one phone. So I go max, and I see how long they've been trading. So since '93, they were $20. You see that, $20 and 28 cents a share, December 17, 1993. And then today, they're at 161.03. So they're up 694% in 29 years. 29 years, they're up 694%. Then I go, okay, how they've been doing over the last 5 years. And in the last 5 years, they've been down 13.8%, because 5 years ago, they were $186 a share, and now they're $163. So remember, what goes down can come up. So, okay, it doesn't tell me everything yet. In the last year, they're up almost 90% in the last year. You know, from 85 to 161 today. In the last 6 months, SPG, Simon Property Group, is up 26%. You know, it was 127, and now it's 163. And that's in the last month, it's up almost 6%, 5.5%. It was 152, it's 161. And see, this is how I look at it. And it's up in the last 5 days, and it's up in the last day. Okay, and it's only a 29-year-old company. So then I come and look over here, and I'm on Google Finance. If you care. This is not gonna bode well for YouTube. This ain't how YouTube work. You know. But I'm gonna stay with y'all. Y'all just have to stay with me and watch some other videos on YouTube. And then for y'all that's right here with me on Facebook, it's just that I just decided, let me see. Let me give y'all the screen too. Okay, I can give y'all the screen. I can give y'all the screen action. Okay. So now I just come over here and I'm looking at, okay, I'm looking at the market cap. That tells me the current value of the company, and SPG is market cap, a $52 billion company. That's how much the company is worth right now, valued at right now based on the current stock price and the number of shares that they have available to sell. So it's it's a $52 billion company, and they move about 2.3 million shares a day. They do pay a dividend, a nice dividend at 4%. That means they give you 4% of every share of ownership. They give you 4% of every share of ownership. And if you have a fraction of a share, you know, so whatever fraction of that stock price that you get, you know, that's the fraction of dividend that you'll get paid. So if you get, you know, 25% of this stock price, this one share, like if you only bought like you could buy fractional shares, like you can buy, you don't have to buy $161 worth of stock, you can buy $50. So let's just say you buy 50% of this stock. Let's say you buy $80 worth of stock, then you'll get your dividend payment will be 4%, 4.1% of your ownership. So you got instead of 4.1% of 161, you have 4.1% of 80. So really nice dividend yield payoff for SPG. This is a dope one to call. And then the price earnings ratio, right? There's the higher, the signals the price is high or low compared to other stocks in this industry. So the PE ratio 26, that's kind of mid-range. It's like on par. So yeah, that's interesting. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at the stock. That's the part of the process. That's part of the process. So all right, we back on here. That's part of the process. So I didn't want to get too off into it, but yeah, we gotta have those conversations, yo. So I'm gonna have to put a little bit in SPG myself. But yeah, that's part of the process. And this is what I'm teaching these young people, so we can have these conversations, but you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient in the process. If I'm looking at, I go to max for SPG, it's up in the last 10 years, 2012, I'm sorry. Sheesh, see how 20 years go? In 2012, yeah, it's up. The stock price was like $128 a share. It was actually on December 6th, it was $119 a share. And today it's at 161.03. It's up. In the last 10 years, you have to tell me that you came up. If you don't see your growth for yourself in the last 10 years, then, you know, we off. And so be patient, yo. It's part of the process. You're doing all the right things. Just be patient. And every now and again, lift your head up and smell the roses. But be patient. And the other takeaway from today is, yo, when you feel like you may be off track and you're not getting it done, realize two things. When you're not off track, that's the redirection from your higher power. And if you're manifesting and you're attracting, then the magnetism is so high, it's pulling you the proper way. You're trying to go off if you leave it to your own devices, but the universe and God is attracting you in a different direction, closer to where you need to be. And so just don't resist it. Go with it. It's smoother. And then the other thing is just be patient. You do have growth. There is growth. Be patient. All right, so I got to get back to it. You can go to geniuslabchicago.com. Cousin, if Kayvon wants to join in, hit me up, and then I'll send them the Zoom link. If you have any parents, if you have any school-age children that want to come into this 2-day workshop, Stock Market Basics, we got one going on today. It starts at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then we also have one it's from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time is 90 minutes. And then it's tomorrow, same time. And then we also have the same thing for the entrepreneurship. So if you have any young people who want to start their own business, then that's dope too. You know, we can go to geniuslabchicago.com. The 2-day workshop is only $29, $29.99. And then I'll send the Zoom link once I get the registration. I just set the Zoom link up. So I have a couple of parents that have already signed up. It's best when it's small groups. So I'm trying to cap it at like 15. I'd like to see 7 to 8 young people in there. So if you know anybody who would be interested and they want to keep their kids engaged and do something, because I know like even these schools, like and I'm going to talk about this, man. It's not school doesn't have to be 6.5 hours in front of the camera. You got to give them breaks. You do 2, 3 days. I need a morning shift. You can give me my 8 a.m. shift. Give me my 8 a.m. to 9:30. Give me my 10 to 11:30. And give me my 1 to 2:30. And I'm done. That's it for the day. You give me my homework. You give me my stuff to think about. And then I'll see you back tomorrow. Yes, the students should have something to do. They should have something they need to go produce. You have to create something. You have to write something, type something, video something, record something, communicate something that that demonstrates that you are paying attention. Yes, 100%. But I disagree that we didn't learn from the pandemic before that this e-learning stuff and engaging young people, short sprints. Don't sit them in front of the computer, in front of the screen all day. Give them short sprints. Give them a break and let these young people have a mental break. Let them reset and calibrate. Make the content relevant. Right? Everybody wants to know, why am I doing this? The kids need to know that too. And then, give them an action. They have to do something. They got to report it back. They have to. Because that's the thinking part. We need to make sure that these young people can make critical decisions and that they can contribute. That's what we're working on. Can you contribute? We are in a sharing environment, a sharing economy. What's that called? Yeah, sharing economy. I have something that I'm not using right now. You can borrow it for a fee. Turo, my car. Now you can borrow a whole bunch of stuff. You need to borrow my laptop. You need to borrow my garage. You need to borrow I need to borrow your brain power. And in some cases, I'll even pay you for it. Depending on what can you give. So that's what we're preparing these young people for. And let's not even talk about the metaverse stuff. Because if you don't know nothing about coding, you're not going to participate in the metaverse. If you're not interested in building Roblox, building worlds virtually, you won't participate in the metaverse. That's all that means. If you have the ability, though, to operate in the real world and the metaverse, you code. Yes. Is it under stock market basics? Yes. If you can navigate the real world and the metaverse, oh snap. If you can operate the real world and the metaverse, you code. Like, you limited if you can't operate. Well, first of all, if you can't operate the real world, we already know what that is as mental health issues, right? Like the ability to interact with other people. If you fall on some spectrum of that already, that's the real world. Talking to people, touching people, hugging people, cuddling. It's old school. That's the real world. And then there's the virtual world. where it's limited contact to people. But you can earn money, but it's in digital coin. And it's based on your ability to contribute in those spaces, in those worlds. And if you can create digital currency, great. If you can create real currency, fiat, great. You got to create some currency. How do you create currency in this new world? So you could be limited to only being able to do it in the real world. And but you're also limited if you only can do it in the you're not saying it's also limited if you only can do it in the virtual world. But if you cold enough to navigate the virtual and the real world, you have opportunity to make a great living for yourself. Come on, homeboy. Come on, man. You can come in now. I'm in the office, but I'm about to finish up my two. Okay, so look, you only showing classes for today. I see the 10th and the 17th. Yeah. So you want the 2-day? Do you want the 2-day class, or do you want the class for next week? Because we're setting up a 1-week class that's actually going to be 3 days. We're doing a 1-week class, which actually is only a 3-day. Our 1 week is 3 days. Relax. We're going to do a 3-day class next week. You want the 2-day? Then it should be available. Stop, boy. Say good morning to the people. Let me go to the website. Let me go to the website.
Go get some vitamins.
Go get your vitamins.
Come on, baby.
I go to the website. I go to ongoing classes. Do you want the stock market basics, or do you want the business? Well, the business plan is a wrap, because that was early. That was first thing. I got the stock market basics. It's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so 11:30. That's the one you want. I'm on it. If I click on it right now, what up, Saul? And then I click purchase. Daily, go get your vitamin. Daily on my computer. And then I go get your vitamins, boo. There you go. Here she come. Here, you want to take this? I hit apply. Yes, it's working for me. It's working for me. $29.99. Hit your email address. Payment. You pay through PayPal, or whatever options come up. Yep, get that. Let me know if you have any challenges. Let me try to bring you on to see. Maybe you could talk me through it. Yep. I need to start doing some more stuff on Clubhouse too. Because again, you have to be, if you can navigate both worlds, the real world and the digital, that just really helps you expand your options to make more money. Because they're both kind of, you got to be able to do both, I think. The digital space, though, the metaverse, again, you have to have some tech interest. You got to want to build stuff. You got to want to build stuff in that space in some capacity. Even if it's just as a thought leader in some capacity. I got mentioned in my whole team. All right. Yep, it's getting close because the kids are getting up. I got to get washed up. Got to get something to eat. Change up. Bring all this energy and teach this class. What was I about to look up? That's that age settling in. All right, let me know. Hit my line. If you have any young people who are interested, just hit me up. But this is the process. Also, I want to say, just go, stay the course. Stay your course. Do your thing. Stay focused. And remember, when things don't go your way, That's the magnetism that's pulling you closer to where you need to go. So it's not when things don't feel like they're going your way, go towards where it's easier. That's the attraction. Just less resistance, and be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. All right? You already know what it is. I'm about to go get washed up, shaved up. You're right. Until next time. Right? You already know what it is. Until next time. Let me know if you got any questions. You already know what it is. Until next time. I'm going to get better on this YouTube thing. Peace.